Hello and welcome to Maximize Others Leadership Resources. I'm John Schober, and tonight we're going to talk to you about some of our Maximizer Mastermind Groups that we're starting up in the next few weeks. These groups really are designed to help you get clarity, gain some connections, and learn how to collaborate with some strategic partners. With me this evening, as we kind of introduce the leaders, I have my friend and another 48 days fellow 48-dayers out of California, Leo Landaverde. Leo, are you there?
Hi, everybody. Yes, I'm here. How you doing, John?
Doing fantastic. Well, Leo, real quick, why don't you give us a little bit of a background on kind of your work experience? You have an accent that isn't from around Texas, so give us a little bit of your story and some of
Yes.
your experiences that you're going to bring as you lead these mastermind groups.
Well, thank you, John. Very perceptive of you about the accent, so I appreciate that. So to tell you a little bit about myself, as I said, my name is Leo Landaverde, and I bring over 20 years of experience as a managing businesses. 10 of them these years as a serial entrepreneur. Having founded 3 companies over the last 10 years, and I've been able to take 2 of them from 0 to million in just a few short years. And so that's kind of like what gives me a little bit of credibility. I've been there, I've done it. So what's your story, John? Tell me about yourself.
Yeah, so my story, I come from kind of the Dell background or the corporate background. I spent about 15 years at Dell, and real quick story. In 2011, was laid off, so I can tell people I've been fired and I've been laid off. Laid off is better than being fired. But in
Yes.
2011. To make a long story short, I was laid off at Dell, and that really kind of began sort of my journey into this. How do I help people? How do I serve people? And as I went through that journey, what I discovered is I can really help create sort of a safe environment where people can get that clarity. The scripture that has been kind of my theme for the past several months is Proverbs 25:2, and it goes to, it's the glory of God to conceal a matter, the glory of kings to seek it out. And so what I do is help people seek out the things that drive them, that make them passion. And my dad's a pastor, but I've always had an entrepreneur heart. I've always had a heart for business and passion. So I'm super excited about helping people learn how to take their passions and turn those things into business. So that's a little bit about me. Now your first business background. Everyone talks about passive income. That's like the holy grail that everyone wants.
The holy grail, right?
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your first job and or your first business and how that worked out. And was it a success or a failure?
It was a failure, John. So I can tell you that much, like you were fired, you were sharing that. I have my share of failures, but every failure got me a little closer to success. So back in 2004, I was vice president of sales and marketing for a staffing firm. And I had been really, reading a lot of, Entrepreneur Magazine, Inc., Fast Company, and I was really excited to just do anything. But I was petrified. I'm sure you guys are going to relate. I was petrified because I had no idea. Should I LLC, S corp, or what business or product? What is profit margin? What is a balance sheet? I had no idea what any of those things meant. But I just, I got tired of waiting around, and I decided to do something about it. So my very first business was a vending business. I wanted to do something, anything really, just to start creating this magic passive income. And one thing I learned is that it's not easy. Okay, passive income doesn't really mean do nothing. Just buy the business, and the business is self-sufficient. You don't have to do anything but travel around the world and read your favorite books, and the business will give you millions of dollars. It doesn't work that way. So but it took me a while to learn. I fell flat on my face, and that business ended up failing. And so we bought a route, and and we had about 25 businesses, 50 machines. We spent a lot of money on just the machinery, and it took me about 6 months to realize that I was losing money every month. Every month I got lesser and lesser. And what I found out was the two largest players in the industry were Coke and Pepsi, and they were going around the business owners and undercutting me uh, by a huge margin and giving more to the business owners to stay with them. So I ended up losing every account. So that was my first failure. And but I learned, and I said, okay, here's the key word: market research. Had I done my market research properly, I should never have gotten involved. So that's just one example of I had a choice. Was I gonna sit around and say, "Woo is me, I'm a failure," or was I gonna go out and do it again? So my very next business became very successful, and that was really sort of the beginning of what it's like when you start to taste success, and you wanna just keep getting better and better. So that was kind of how it worked out for me.
Yeah. You know, I think the things that people will get out of these mastermind groups is, one, they're going to learn that it's okay to fail, and we're going to help you push past that failure. Or a lot of
Right.
people are scared because what I think happens is they're scared to start because they might fail, and so we're
Right.
going to help them to kind of get over that fear of failure, and we're going to do that by providing some very practical tools. We're going to talk about how to do market research, how to put together a business plan, what is a P&L statement. We're going to go
Mm,
through some of these
right.
nuts and bolts of the business. We're also going to talk about, how are they made? What's their core design?
Mm,
Are they a person that can, you and I are well, I'll speak for me. I've been accused of being a person who can, ready, fire, aim,
right.
and I've been accused of that. My wife hates it. uh,
Right. Well.
and so we're gonna give the members of these groups some tools to really assess what their core design is. And by the way, there is no entrepreneurial personality. You can have, you don't have to be a type A personality or this. There are entrepreneurs. I can point to you, entrepreneurs of all the different personality styles, but you need to know what your personality is. You need to know how you're made up and how you're designed so that you can understand what's a good fit. What kind of team? We're going to talk about collaboration. How do you come up with those trusted partners? You need
Hmm.
to be able to know what you bring to the table, what kind of partners or employees that you need to bring to the table to make your team a success. So those are going to be um, some real practical things that we're going to bring to these mastermind groups.
And that's great, John. I think everything you talked about, it's vital. I think I always talk to my clients about having the vitals of you, much like you going to the doctor, and I cannot imagine a doctor, you walking into a doctor, and you say, doctor, I'm having problem, and my head hurts all the time, and I can't sleep, and I cannot imagine a doctor say, well, here's some Tylenol, take 2 of them a day, and that'll be $150, and call me in 6 months.
Right.
Not without really seeing what's really going on inside of your body. He's not going to be able to tell you what's wrong with it. Same with us. We're going to be able to help entrepreneurs diagnose and really assess what the vitals are for your business. There are key metrics that any business owner should just pay attention to, much like the blood pressure and your blood pressure and your cholesterol. There are the equivalent in businesses, and that's what I talk to clients all the time is, are you mining your vitals? Are you
Yeah.
constantly checking on your vitals? And cash is one of them. So I like the plan, John. I think it's we're going to be able to help out a lot of people with this.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. The other thing I kind of opened up with Proverbs 25:2, a Bible verse, and both of us share faith. We're both
Right,
Christians. We're both Christ
right.
followers. Tell me a little bit about how your faith has played, because you're kind of going through a little bit of a Job experience right now. So
Yes,
so
yes.
share a little bit about your faith and how you bring that in your business environments.
Well, I'm so glad you brought that up. We spoke of failure earlier, and I am very familiar with failure. And when I had a business, my very last business was it was a 500 employee firm in healthcare, over 500 employees, over $10 million in revenue, making, lots of money. Let's just say that I held nothing back. Held nothing back. I bought whatever my eyes wanted. I had it. You name it, I had it. And even talking about what happened afterwards. But March 23rd, 2012 was the day I lost everything. So and what scripture in Job 1:21 really became my favorite scripture, and I really held on to that because I am unapologetically Christian, and I know you are too.
Yes.
And I remember landing on the scripture that says, God gave, God took away, may his name be praised. And I memorized that, and I said it over and over because I am important to God regardless of my success or failure. So I was able to separate my worth from my net worth and
Oh,
understand
that's
that I was
huge.
worth. Yeah, just separating your worth from your net worth, because constantly I was measuring my net worth. And I come from Los Angeles, California, the mecca of everything that could be vain, right? You got the Oscars, you got the Grammys, you got the highest concentration of plastic surgeons in the world are in Los Angeles. And I was attracted to everything that glitters, right? And I always thought that my worth was my net worth. I'm here to
Yeah.
tell you that it's not like that. So, now here we are, in 2015, and I believe I got with all those lemons and losing the business, I'm making lemonade.
Oh,
And I
that's
think,
huge.
we're gonna make lemonade, and I can definitely tell you what not to do. So, in business, so I advise my clients on what not to do.
I love that.
So,
Yes, you can learn from us what not to do. That's going to be the takeaway. There's the value add. We're going to tell you what not to do because we've been there. We've done the nots to do.
great. Yeah, somebody else is knocking at the door, John. I
Hey, well, I tell you what, this has been great, and so what I wanted to do here was just kind of introduce the leaders to the group. So real quick, the groups will start March 2nd. You can register at the link here or go to maximizeothers.com and you'll see the group for the Maximizer Mastermind Groups. There's 3 different groups. There's one for those that are focused on getting their clarity and they really just need to know their core design. There's another group that's really about making connections and understanding how you communicate what you bring to the table, how you communicate your needs, your value, and make those connections. And the third one is all about collaboration and all about partnerships. So 3 different mastermind groups. We'd love to have a part of it. Go to maximizeothers.com. Thanks so much, and we hope to see you soon.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.